All right, team. So check this out on the screen. I am going to show you some floor leveling mistakes that you should avoid. And I'm going to give you some tips so that you don't make the same mistakes like we did on our rehab project here. As you can see, we are breaking up our very foundation of our house here. We are breaking up the floor leveling, self-leveling that we put on the floor. We had a contractor who came in, was supposed to level the floors, and didn't do the right job. Didn't work out. It started cracking, big hairline cracks coming through, pieces and chunks coming up. And essentially, what needs to be done to fix this is they're coming in and they're breaking it all up, ripping it all up, and hauling out all the debris. And then they're going to have to come back and re-level all of this work to do it right. So, yeah, some key things that we learned about this in this project. We had really uneven floors. We were told, oh, yeah, you get a good product like Ardex or some other similar products for self-leveling. Pour that out, let it set, you're good to go, right? Not so simple, actually, as we find out. So, um, basically, what we found was one, you want to ensure that you have good materials and that it is mixed properly. It needs to be mixed with the proper amount of water and done for the proper amount of time. Number two, you need to prime your surface, which we did do. Our contractor did prime the floors before they put this stuff down. But two, you have to make sure that it is the proper primer for the material that you're going to be using as your self-leveling. So if you don't use the right two materials, they won't adhere correctly, and then you get a lot of this nonsense cracking up. So third, you might have to score the surface, make it a little textured and grooved in order for the material to stick properly, especially in areas that are thin. So as you can see here, like we had some really thick pieces and we had some, I don't know if you can see here, but some really thin pieces. And where it's thinner, like these little thin ones that were like 1/16, eighth of an inch thick, that's where it was really bad. Like it really started cracking and it didn't have anything to like grab onto on the floor. So that was an issue as well. And then the last thing that we learned as well was that humidity can also play a factor. So while we were doing this in the summer, super humid where I am right now, and that puts even more moisture content into the floor and just in the air, which does not help this cure as well. So even some areas over here where we were okay, the leveler was a little softer. It was not as hard as concrete as it should have been. It'll be okay for our situation, but humidity, like when you put this stuff down, and the surface that you're applying to it does matter as well. So these are all things to take into consideration. Now, personally, for us, we were working with someone who was doing this on the side. They were doing it in the evenings and the weekends, off hours. It was not their primary focus, right? So, another thing I would really recommend is using a contractor who is reputable and who's going to come during the day. Even if they're reputable and they're insured, if they're doing it on off hours, if they're doing it as a side job, they're not going to put as much pride, as much effort, as much energy into that project. Like if they're working all day, come in and do this at night, or they're missing their kids' baseball game to come do this. They want to get it done fast, right? And they're just not going to do the quality job that you need. So although they may give you a better price, that's that's something to seriously consider, because like as you can see here, um, We'll just pull up the video clip. This costs a lot of money too to tear this all up, right? Time you're losing, money you're losing. So really some key things to keep in consideration. We could have had this all done already, but here we are. So I just wanted to share that with you guys real quick, show you guys this. Maybe you'll get a chuckle out of it. But yeah, I just want to make sure you all avoid this kind of thing if you are dealing with self-leveling of floors in your rehab project. Okay, talk soon.